Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. Happy Tuesday. I need a nap. I promise you, I just said to myself, girl, you need a nap. And I know it's 9 p.m. So what that means is, child, when this live goes off, I'm going to bed. Okay. Now look, I hope y'all can hear me. Okay. Is it Tuesday, child? Happy Tuesday. Taco Tuesday, Tequila Tuesday, Tata, TT Tuesday, or whatever tea you celebrate, okay? Happy tea to you, okay? Look, all that's been in the news recently is Diddy. Okay. I feel like, every day or so, every other day and whatnot, we have to have a Diddy trial update. Okay. So that's what we will get into today. Okay. Y'all know it is other content up. Go watch it at your leisure. Okay. Good old housewives and stuff, the Diddy in them and stuff, and all the stuff and the stuff. Okay, again, it's just been, look, it's the trial of, well, not the century, it's the trial of the month. Okay, it's probably the trial of maybe of 2025. I don't know. Okay, but you know what I am happy of, what I'm happy for, is I was at least able to get a color coded thumbnail between these people. And child, when I was scrambling, okay, to get some matching things, because I like the yellow and the Diddy, because I think he's an evil genius and he wears color to fool people. I love making her look yellow. It was hard trying to find Drew in yellow or else in yellow. But I did the best I could. Okay, I'm here. Hi. Okay, girl, I swear to God, I don't be realizing when my lipstick looks weird, because I put it on earlier in the day, and I don't be re-putting it on. I don't be looking at myself in the mirror, but I get on camera, and I'm like, girl, you can't be on camera looking like you've been going down on people, and your lipstick is smeared for that, and it's probably smeared because I had a taco earlier, and that was really it. Okay, but I don't be looking at my makeup. and whatnot. Okay, so how y'all doing? How's everyone? Again, I hope everyone enjoyed their Tuesday. I hope we all had a great day. I hope if we had a bad day, child, it's gonna get better and whatnot. So yes, yes, yes. Anyway, let me say hi to y'all. How y'all doing? Okay, look, thank you if you're watching live. Thank you. You're also watching the replay. I can't control when YouTube tell y'all I'm around here. All I can do is be here when I'm here. Okay, it's cold in Michigan right now. I got my sweater on. It's a lumberjack type of sweater because I'm surprised it's cold. Okay, I'm like, what is going on? It's like 50 degrees today. But hi, okay, hello to my moms, my members, JayBirds, No Birds, all the people who here and whatnot. If you around here, come say hi in the chat. Okay, if you here, if you watching me, unless you driving, okay, or you ain't got no fingers, okay, because some folks think about it. Look, you supposed to say hello in the chat. You can't come around here and not say hi to me. I say hi to y'all. I say hello, hello, and hello. I say three hellos. If I give you three hellos, give me one. Okay, how y'all doing? Okay, hello to the people. Okay, good evening to everyone. Okay, I am happy that people could make it here today to have a good old time and whatnot. Okay, yeah, I posted on the IG. I posted on, I think, Twitter. I'm trying to get back into girl being actively and sharing and posting and contenting and stuff. I'm getting back into my old times. Like of having to, not interact with y'all. We'll interact with y'all. But like say, hey y'all, I'm gonna be live because I ain't live every day. YouTube sometimes don't tell y'all. Okay, so my girl, post where you can. Post on your IG, post on your Twitter, post on your Facebook, post. Anyway, hit the like button. Okay, please and thank you. Do not forget to do that. You wanna know why? Because hitting the like button helps YouTube tell other people, hey, JayLeesCorner around now. She acting a fool. If you want to watch, go watch her. Because the people liking her video, yeah, they like the video, so go watch it. Okay, what is she talking about? Girl, all kind of stuff. Is she fooling? Girl, yeah, she tripping. So that's what liking the video does. It lets other folk know Jaylee around here and she tripping, but in a good way. Okay, anyway, I'm tired. I'm the nap. Anyway, let's see. Thumbnail on point. Thumbnail on point. Even though I've been trying to find evil pictures of Diddy, I can't. There are more happy-go-lucky photos of that man. So when I see a happy-go-lucky photo of that man, I have to put evil devil horns on his head. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Because if he is smiling, okay, we need devil horns anyway. But I be trying, child. I be trying my best. But hi to the people, okay, child. We don't want. I want. Do I mind? I don't mind no rain. I prefer rain over snow. So if it rains here, it's I got braids. So rain don't. I look when I've had these braids. I got my braids. What is this, May? April 14th or 3rd. It's been a month. It's only been it's been like 5 weeks. I am itching to take these braids out. Okay. But I have an event on Sunday and I could not get a hair from before Sunday. So that's the only reason I left my braids in. But please believe these braids will be taken down next week. Okay. I'm going to probably start taking down Sunday night when I get home. Okay. Anyway. Okay, the peoples, how y'all doing? Hello, hello, hello. It's cold in New York too. They I could stop playing with us. Okay, I'm like, look, either it's summer, either be here or not. Stop playing with me like that. Okay, but again, hi to the people. Hi. Some people didn't hear that. Oh, the Mohawk Diddy. I'll see the next because every day is every day is a Diddy recap and stuff. And so I just have to find, what I can. You know what I'm saying? And I want him with clothes on, okay? I don't want no nakedness of the Diddy and whatnot. And cool. But again, anytime I use a smiling picture of Diddy, please believe he will have some kind of evilness, devil horn to him. Why? Because, Diddy's a bit evil. You know, at the end of the day, he's evil. Now, I could not, I'm so not mad, but because I could not find my usual background, because I tried to change the lettering. So you see down below here is real big. I wanted smaller lettering, and I could not find, you know, this background. I don't know where I got it from. I can't find it anywhere. And so I had to do a new background and stuff. So I like it though. I still think I want to change the color of my box that I'm in, because the pink right here, you know what I'm saying, it's too much pink. But we're gonna see. Okay, I'm always editing stuff because I do my own graphics. So because I do my own graphics, child, is always something different. Okay, not as great in California, child. Not you hate. Well, whatever. Anyway, y'all, let's get into the things. Okay, 'cause look, I'm trying to keep all my lives 2 hours and under because I want to nap. I want to go to sleep. Also, it's Tuesday. I think my show, the FBI shows, is around now. And so I got to get off here so I can, watch my FBI show before work. Okay. Look, I saved different things. Okay. It's different things to get into. Okay. We're going to probably end it with Diddy, but where do I want to start? Hold on. Well, first of all, now we know that Trump, girl, I try to say that man's name. And y'all know I don't like saying that man's name. Code 45. Okay. Code 45 that got PBS canceled, which got Sesame Tree canceled, child. But Cookie Monster and them said, bitch, I got a new job. Okay. Netflix has picked up Sesame Street. You hear me? Okay. I said, come on now. Child, Sesame. Now, I have not watched Sesame Street. I'm 43. I'm assuming I have not watched Sesame Street in about, let's say, 35 years, okay? I don't recall the last time I watched it, okay? But I'm always aware of it. Even though I used to watch Looney Tunes and Tiny Toons, but I ain't watched Sesame Street in a while. But Netflix will be picking up Sesame Street, okay? They will be streaming new episodes, okay, later on this year. Okay, they will also stream old episodes and whatnot. And say we are excited to announce that the new Sesame Street episodes are coming to Netflix worldwide, and PBS Kids in the US. Okay, the support of Netflix, PBS, and the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Okay, meaning, bitch, we got you. Okay, you got us, we got you. Now, do kids have Netflix? I don't know. Anyway, though, congrats to the people for making sure the kids can still watch it. Okay, Count Dracula. Okay, Big Bird. Okay, the Oscar the Grouch, Cookie Monster, Elmo. Now Bert and Ernie won't be homeless. Okay, they can be gay lovers up in the house together and whatnot. So it's a great thing. Okay. So congrats to Sesame Street for not being canceled, and just being on pause. Okay. Also want to say I don't watch American Idol. The last time I watched American Idol, I want to say, I know Fantasia won. So that may have been the last time. Okay. I feel like American Idol, The Voice, those shows are like a dying breed because nobody remembers people who won. Okay, I don't know anyone who can name the last 5 winners of any of these shows. Okay, now Jamal Roberts is the new American Idol. Now he's also the first black male winner in 22 years. Was the last one Ruben Studdard? Ain't nobody won since Ruben. Was it Ruben Studdard? When did Ruben win? Let me Google it. When did Ruben Studdard, guys, Ruben Studdard won, child? The last black man to win was Ruben Studdard back in 2003. That is insane. That may be the last time I watched it because I remember Ruben winning. I remember these are the names in my head that I think of when I think of a red eye. Fantasia, uh, Jennifer Hudson, Ruben Studdard, Kelly Clarkson, Clay Aiken. You know what I'm saying? Um, Carrie, because was Carrie Underwood also on American Idol? You know what I'm saying? I feel like there are only a couple of few people, black and white, that I remember. But I feel like Fantasia is, to me, Fantasia and Kelly Clarkson are probably the two most memorable, because I think Justin Guarini, okay, mainly because I feel like Kelly Clarkson won first, and I think Fantasia was the first winner who I felt was so talented ever. You know what I'm saying? So they always come. Oh, come on now, Jordan Sparks. Now I may not remember her from that, but I remember her in general. Okay, in general, Adam Lambert, who was the was he goth back then? Was he goth now? I don't remember, but I just feel like nobody, at least me, I speak for myself. I don't feel like anybody really can remember winners every year. The fact that Ruben started one back in 2003 and ain't not nan black man won in the past 22 years is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? And also, I feel like on these shows, I'm not being a hater, but I want to say this. I feel like they have people who either win these shows or even people who have these amazing, like Jennifer Hudson has such an amazing voice. But to me, this is an example of you can be extremely talented and no one knows how to market your voice. Jennifer Hudson ain't known for singing. I mean, she sang in Dream. She your dream girls, boy. You know what I'm saying? We know her from Dream Girls, okay, and stuff. But I feel like no one really knows her musical talents. Even Jordan Sparks, who was on there before, we know her for singing, but I don't really ever say, "Hey, Jordan Sparks from Idol." I might know Jordan Sparks, the artist. How we gonna breathe with no air, no air, no air? You know what I'm saying? Now that was her Chris Brown, but whatever. But I'm just saying, like, we have these music shows that are supposed to, blow up and show all the actors, not the actors, the singers or whatever. And sometimes we don't know what to do with their voices. And when I watched on social media, Jamal Roberts, who again he's the New American Idol winner, first. Not first. He is the first black male winner since Ruben Studdard 22 years ago. I seen Fantasia posting about him. Okay. Around here she voted for that man. Okay. She was happy for that man and whatnot. Okay, that's that man. And I'm assuming his daughters. I don't know. Again, I did not watch the show. I only seen when he won and I seen Fantasia post about it. And then I saw stuff like on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? See who these Ryan Seacrest, okay, Lana Richie, that white man who name I don't know, and then got girls. Cause then she sang with the Code 45 man. Anyway, so but when I seen the clips of that of Jamal singing, I said he is anointed. You hear me? Now they also said that he was it Sunday? He was on some other singing show, okay, where he did not win and whatnot. But when I seen him on here singing, I said, "Oh, that boy can sing." Not sing. He reminded me of Fantasia. When Fantasia performed on her season of Idol, that was the first time I was like, "Oh, that girl can sing." Okay, there is an anointing, there's a spiritual awakening in Fantasia's vocal box. Okay, that I also felt when I would hear Jamal sing. And again, I only seen like maybe 3 clips that was on TikTok. That was it. But I said, oh, that boy can sing. And to me, it is an example of when you can sing your ass off and you let go of all expectation and you're this pure talent and stuff. Okay. So congrats to Mr. Jamal Roberts. Okay, and I'm assuming he got them twins. They say he's a 27-year-old PE teacher, a proud girl dad of three daughters, from Mississippi. Again, he's the second man. He ain't a black man ain't won since Ruben back in 2020. 2003. Okay, so congrats, and for him to have the stamp of approval from Fantasia is amazing to me. So again, I'm telling y'all, but the same way we heard Fantasia around that singing, when did she win? Let me go. When did Fantasia? Let me take out Ruben. Fantasia. So Fantasia won 2004. So Fantasia won 21 years ago. And the same way I felt when Fantasia was on that stage singing, child crying, back when she had them small teeth, the really short pixie cuts, okay, barefoot singing. We loved her then, we love her now. The same feeling I got from how talented she was, I got that from him. Just in watching the 2-3 clips I saw on TikTok. Okay, so Google's mad. Okay, I hope that his career is not stifled by this show. You know what I'm saying? I hope he does not fall into the cracks of, oh, the kid who won the show that one time and then we never hear from him again, because his voice is amazing. I hope whoever this fix it, Jesus, get it together. Okay, so congrats to him. And I like that, you know what I'm saying, push, pump him up. When I think they got it, you know what I'm saying? I do not want him to fall into that, oh, someone who won Idol or who won The Voice or who won whatever all these shows are, and then we don't hear from them again, and they're like they fall down a rabbit hole. Okay, so congrats to that man. Okay, now look, congrats to Meg. Meg is launching a new swimsuit line, child. It's gonna be at Walmart. Okay, Hot Girl Swim. I think it's smart. Meg is always in the gym, hot girl summers. You know what I'm saying? Get you some bikinis out there. Okay, get you some bikinis for titties and ass or whatever. So congrats to her. She was also in the new issue of WWD and whatnot. Okay, so congrats to Meg. Okay, look, you have to do things outside of rapping sometime because you want to make sure you get all the monies. Okay, if you out here in the gym checking your ears or whatever, get you some swimsuits. Okay, get you some things and whatnot, and make that money, honey. So yeah, congrats to Meg and her hot girl swim and stuff. I won't get her stuff. It ain't for my body, but if it's for your body, go get it. Okay, congrats to Meg. Dwyane Wade. Okay, Dwyane Wade around here, and he got his accomplishments tattooed across his chest. Now, I mean, I guess so. Look, that ain't my man, that ain't my husband or whatever. So he did what he wanted to do. I think it's stupid, but it ain't my business. Okay. But he showed y'all. Okay. He got all of his stuff, his not all of, but a lot of his accomplishments tattooed across his chest. I mean, I guess he didn't want to forget. You know what I'm saying? I'm assuming maybe he like, I may forget later on. So, look at me walking up the stairs. Okay, look at me doing the things and whatnot. I want y'all to put it on my nipples. Okay, so I guess. Okay, Dwyane Wade might be going through like a little midlife crisis. Cause sir, why you do that? He got jerseys on his chest and child. Anyway, congrats to that man for his tattoos. Because I'm like, why didn't you do that? Oh, we want to say congrats to the Combs twin daughters went to prom. Look, they matching hair, matching dresses, matching faces, matching nails. Look, I fully. You know what's weird to me? Not weird. Weird is the wrong word. I feel like I can't tell them apart. You know, they really deep dive into we are twins. Okay, we don't need our own identities. Okay, we are the same person. I think because there's one thing to like, you can love your sister. Okay, you can love your twin, but I feel like at what point where either one of them like have their own identity outside of being the Comb twins, of being I'm that girl, what's gonna happen? So they went to prom. They did it on trial, but that's separate or whatever. Let them be there. But yeah, their dresses were the same dress, same hair. Okay, seeing doubles all the time and stuff. It's cool. So congrats to them on prom. But I really do want them to garner some kind of self identity because I feel like when you are so connected to one other person, like God forbid something happens to the other person, you won't know how to function. So this, you know what I'm saying? I don't know which one is which. They are identical, and I feel like there's just no stuff. Like I think even with some twins, you can still tell them apart. There's nothing different with them two. They look alike, sound alike, dress alike. I'm like, girl, But congrats to the people, not the people, but the ladies for being around there. A few crazy things. Like we knew the men's who had escaped from the prison in Louisiana and New Orleans, the 10 inmates. Well, they found they found part of what happened, and they have now arrested someone from the jail who helped them. Wait, hold on. Hi. Okay, I'll be off screen time. I gotta come say hi. To the people, have a drink from. Well, no, don't know. Can you have a drink of water for me? Okay.
A jail maintenance worker was arrested and charged with helping inmates escape.
Yep. Kelsey Davis joins us now with details. Kelsey.
That's right. Sources tell us Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office maintenance worker, a 33-year-old Sterling Williams, now faces 11 separate, or he has been booked, I should say, on 11 separate counts, including 10 charges of principal to escape or helping the inmates escape and 1 count of malfeasance in office. So we've learned through court documents from sources that Williams told investigators Antoine Massey, one of the escaped inmates, threatened to shank him. He said if he did not turn off the water to the cell through which they escaped. Those documents, again, from sources, also say Williams is seen on surveillance footage inside one of the jail pods talking to Derek Groves, Massey, and another inmate.
Now, how you at work? How you the maintenance man at work? Supposed to be maintenancing. And you in there. First of all, I don't think any worker of the prison, unless you are a CO, should be in there with the people alone. Okay, you should not be alone with them long enough for them to threaten to shank you. And unless you don't shank me right now, I'm gonna leave and tell on you. And even if you are alone with them and they say, "Hey, do this right now," you can do that and you leave and then you snitch. To me, you ain't had time to tell before they escaped.
To the Orleans Parish Criminal District Court docket master, Sterling was arrested and booked on the 11 charges yesterday and is now in custody. So far, only 4 of the 10 escapees are back behind bars as law enforcement across the state and region continue searching for the remaining 6 who are on the run.
It's crazy. You caught the one that helped them, 6 of them on the run. I just don't understand. It has to be more people involved in the help because even if he cut the water off, who cut the water lines? How did the pipes get cut? And if he was threatened by one of the people that he was going to shank him, why didn't he tell before they? It's just weird. I don't know what's happening around here. The men on the loose, some of them kill us or whatever. Out of 10, only 4 got getting back up. So I'm telling everybody. I'm snitching because now you was a maintenance worker. You now have 11 counts on you because you didn't tell quick enough. Okay, and even if they have camera footage of him talking to at least two of the escaped inmates, he's also the one that cut the water off, because you have to cut the water off so that way the pipe, when the pipes get opened up, the water don't get everywhere. Okay, look, you want to know why I don't want them to get away? Because some of them are convicted are accused of murder. You know what I'm saying? So if they were some little parking ticket, you know what I'm saying, a little maybe marijuana selling, cool. But when you have people who are accused of murder, I don't want them around me. I don't. I want murderers who murdered people on a murderous spree, okay, with murderous tools, to be in prison. I don't want no murderers around me. Now, murder in self-defense, cool. I don't mind that. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind self-defense, but you can't be a murderer and then break out of prison. I want you caught because you ran because you did it, in my opinion. Okay, in my opinion. But again, we shall see. I'm surprised that you're still looking for six. I mean, it's all over the news. It's all over the news. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, I did hear too that the people who were supposed to watch the cameras was also, you know what I'm saying, I think they're at least suspended pending an investigation. Because to me, look, I told you, I have an ex who was I went to a prison once back in 2000 and something, 2003, no. 2000 and so, I was like 20 years old or whatever, so a long time ago. And in them prisons, child, and that was prison. They was only in jail. In them prisons, and even I guess in jail, because he was in jail at one point before he went to prison. But even in the jail, there's always someone watching the cameras, watching the fact that 10 inmates, 10, not 2, not 1, not 3, 10 inmates all were able to shimmy themselves through an itty bitty hole, okay, then get out, run across a freeway, into the fact that no one noticed the shit for like 7 hours. Because y'all know they escaped like at night. The shit wasn't realized until hours later. So that's probably why they're having a harder time trying to catch them, because they had such a long head start. I'm saying, so and this is again is in New Orleans in Louisiana. So I don't know, but I'm like, there should always be someone watching cameras at all times, because the time it took for them to Jimmy open that door to get, because even if they got out of their cells, how were they able to leave the prison? 10 niggas running through prison should not be normal. Someone should notice something. You don't hear the ruckus? Anyway. So I think he's the first person that had something to do with it. You know what I'm saying? But I think the one of the either the police, it was somebody in the prison, the ward, whoever it was, they said we try to hire as best we can, okay, but sometimes that shit don't work. Okay, we can only pay them so much to do all of this, and sometimes that shit don't work. Okay, but I'm like, you have to get to a point to where I'm not. If you threaten to shank me and I live right after I get away from shanking and not getting shanked, I'm telling, because it's proof that I helped. As soon as I cut the water off, okay, and you tell me you're gonna shank me, I'm snitching on you, and I'm asking to be transferred somewhere else. So now your ass is locked up because you didn't snitch quick enough. So anyway, we shall see when that shit will get fixed. I'll be having the weirdest things. I guess congrats to Marcus Jordan. He said he has been 40 days sober. He was arrested. He was back in February for the DUI. He was high driving with that white lady on the railroad tracks and whatnot. He said, I am 40 days sober and counting. Look, sobriety is a hard thing. So we're gonna say congrats to Michael Jordan's son, Marcus. Now, Marcus, I'm gonna say this, okay, sir. You got a whole bunch of money in your bank, in your account, in your pockets and stuff like that. Okay. Every time you feel like not being sober, just send me 10,000. Okay, if you keep sending me $10,000 every time you want to use, and you see your bank account dwindling, you're gonna stop wanting to get high. Okay, just send me some money. Okay, every time you think about getting high, send me 10,000. Okay, and you think it every day. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you will be like, you know what, Jaylee, I realize my money is dwindling. I'm gonna stop getting high. Okay, just saying. But again, congrats to that man. Now, will he? I hope he stays sober. Okay, or I hope he don't drink and drive. I hope he don't be on that cocaine. I hope he don't do crack. Okay, I hope crack don't turn into meth. All those things. If you can drive and Uber, cool. Drive. You can drink and Uber, cool. There's nothing wrong with drinking. Okay, there's nothing wrong with drinking. However, you can't be drinking and driving. That's what's illegal. Had he been drunk and high in the back of an Uber, it would not have been an issue. You can't be around here rich, high, drunk with white women on a railroad track. It's gonna lead to disaster. Okay, but he says he's been 40 days sober. Congrats to you. Okay, let's see how long he goes. Child, baby daddy drama time 13. Okay, is always something. Skai Jackson's also filed a restraining order against her baby daddy, claiming that he held her at knife point and punched her in the face. Look, I don't know what's in the water. Okay, I don't know what's in the water. We need to start beating people's asses, okay? Because all these men around here putting hands on they girlfriends, the mama of their children. We got to start beating some ass, okay? Again, abuse ain't funny. I'm dead ass serious, okay? She's claiming he's been abusive. They had it's like a new baby. It's like a new baby. It's a new baby. Now, first of all, he looked abusive. Period. So she wants a restraining order, claims he's been abusing her for over a year. Thing came to a head on Mother's Day. Not Mother's Day. That's what happened with DDG and Hallie. Thing came to a head on Mother's Day. He allegedly assaulted Skai by slamming her head against the car window and punched her in the face while she was holding that 3-month-old baby. So again, someone needs to put foot to ass on some of these men's. Okay? Because you have these men's who want to abuse these women's, okay, for no reason. Okay? And sometimes all it takes a good foot to ass situationship. Okay? I feel like there were more red flags about this dude than DDG. Because when I said, oh, he don't, I said, he don't look right. Okay, some ain't right. Okay, some ain't right. She wants the PPO for herself, her dog, her kid. She wants her ex to pay child support, cover her legal fees, okay, be ordered to participate in DV treatment program. Girl, okay. Let's see. She also said the incident at that point, from Mother's Day was not anything new. Knowing the other mamas of alleged abuse from him, at times they tried to force her to drink bleach. Well, hold on, child. I take my hair down because I said, "Bitch, what? Hold on, okay." Because I'm like, my bud do that? I know that don't say what I think it say. He tried to force her to drink bleach to end a pregnancy. Skai, baby girl. Baby girl. Don't stay with no man who tried. Girl. She also claims he once held her at knife point, threatening to stab her in the stomach if she called for help. He don't, first of all, he should not be able to have kids with nobody else in life. Okay? I don't want him nowhere. And she just wished that man a happy birthday. I can't wish you a happy birthday if you try to kill me and my baby. Okay? For your I wish child, go see Jesus. Okay? Go see Jesus immediately. Okay? Let's hope she got her PPO child. Because these niggas. Whew, child. Remember Gilbert Arenas' son, Gilbert Arenas and what's his girl name? Laura Govan, son, who was in that car accident. He crashed his cyber truck. Now, when I said was he drunk or did the car malfunction? So while on the podcast talking to Matt Barnes, Gilbert said, "Child, it was the car."
Short is, the car, malfunctioned on them. The steering wheel went limp and ran right into a tree. But
yeah, so those windows are bulletproof. He couldn't break the window.
Y'all too tall for that couch. Okay, y'all or at least Maddie is. Get a higher up couch. I hate when folks sit on couches and their knees get up to their chest. Get you a couch off the floor. Okay, get off the floor. Get a little bit. Y'all are tall basketball playing men's this. Okay, get your knees all bent up.
He couldn't break the window. And
so he was stuck in a car that was on fire.
Yeah, and I had to, I have his phone. I had his phone. Got his phone. So I seen that. When people are like, oh, he fell asleep. I'm looking at. He's on the phone. Right, he's on the phone with 911. I'm trying to get that call. He was on the phone with them for 10 minutes. So I know he was at least in the car for 10 minutes, right? And
can you imagine you pay $1,000 million for a car and then the car malfunctions, locks you inside, okay? And it's on fire and you can't get out. See, get y'all a Honda, okay? Get y'all a Malibu, okay? Get you a regular ass car. Because why does he need a car with bulletproof windows? Is he on? Is who out to get him? Okay, please stop getting these cars that is no sir.
And it's once he started talking and doing all that, just realized he couldn't break the window. Start doing all the back search on the car, and it's if you're a parent and your teen has this car. You might want to put a hammer in that joint. Something that can break the window because physically
not strong.
Long story short,
if there's a car where my child needs a hammer to get out of it, my child don't need a car. If I can't properly get out of a car during an emergency, my child don't need that car. Okay. Do your Googles. Okay, do your Googles around there. It's stupid to me. Them cars are ugly. Okay, they're ugly. And the fact that he's like, the car malfunctioned, and not only that, my son could not get out because the windows are bulletproof. First of all, a hammer still can't break through bulletproof glass either, fool. So a hammer won't help. So I think the best advice he could have said was, if your child has this car, get him out of it. Okay. Elon Muskie, give me all your monies. Okay. Your car almost killed my son. Give me all your monies, Muskie. And stop buying the shit. But I'm happy he's okay. Because that could have been if people on the street did not help his son get out the car, he would have died. Stop getting y'all kids cars that are made for war. There's no reason any child, 18, 19, whatever, there's no reason his son should even have a Tesla truck. He don't get him a Jeep Wrangler. Okay, get him a regular car that he'll be safe in. He don't need no ugly ass Tonka truck ass at all. Elon Musk's name don't even look right. Don't trust his products. Anyway, but I'm happy the boy made it out there, okay? Salt-N-Pepa around here about to sue UMG for over $1 million. They said the label refused to acknowledge expired contracts and blocks new deals per the Dragon brand. They filed a lawsuit. The label was failed to honor the termination of their decades-old contract. Is Salt-N-Pepa making new music? Are they making new songs? Per TMZ, Cheryl saw Jane and Sandra Pepper Denton cite Section 203 of the American Copyright Act, which allows artists to reclaim rights to their recordings after a set period. Okay, the lawsuit states although the contract should have expired in 2002. Okay, the contract should have expired in 2002, so 23 years ago. UMG has refused to cooperate with the termination, thereby blocking the group from signing new licensing agreements and impeding their right to promote and make money off the recordings. Meaning, we made these songs in the 80s. Okay, we made songs in the 80s. It has been over 20 whatever years. This stuff should have been happening back in 2002. It's 2025. Okay, and because we don't have new licensing deals, we can't make the money we need to make. Some people are seeking at least $1 million in damages, a declaratory judgment, and a permanent injunction to prevent UMG from distributing their music without a proper license. Meaning, when we see these TV shows, whatever, and we see, like for instance, for Dancing Dolls, okay, when Dancing Dolls used to come on, and they would have them girls dancing, and they had all this weird ass music. You have to get licensing for certain songs. So if UMG owns the rights to the songs, anyone who needs to use the music has to pay them to use it. So if the song that Salt-N-Pepa made back in the 80s should be theirs, anyone who wants to license it should have to pay Salt-N-Pepa, not pay UMG. If UMG refuses to, child, why my signal going? I ain't had a signal issue in forever. Can y'all hear me also? But if Salt-N-Pepa have been having these issues since 2002, that's a whole bunch of money. A whole bunch of money. Okay, so I do think the song they made a long time ago should be theirs by now. So sue. I also feel like if this stuff should have reverted back to y'all 23 years ago, don't they owe y'all more money? Anyway, hopefully they win. Brandy and Monica, allegedly, per the Dragon brand, Brandy and Monica are doing a tour. Now, I don't know. Okay, they said exclusive reports, allegedly, Brandy and Monica are taking the talent on the road. Okay, they have not announced the details as of yet. Okay, but per little birdie, okay, it will be called the Boys Mind Tour. Okay, happening this fall. Okay, now I feel like that's smart. I feel like they really only have to collab on one song. The tour, each tour stop would end with The Boy Is Mine. I feel like the same way that Escape and SWV had their joint tour, to where it wasn't as if one group went first, all that stuff. It was like they would like, we'll do songs here and songs there or whatever. It can be the same thing, to where no one feels like, oh, I'm an opening act, or y'all both are headliners. Y'all in the tour dates. Y'all in each show doing The Boy's Mind, which is both of y'all songs. Okay. Monica and Brandy has a catalog that is undeniable. Okay. And if they're smart, they don't even really have to interact that much together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it shouldn't be no fighting because they both do their own songs. They have one song together that can end each show. Now who starts the show should alternate every every show. One time I'm gonna go first, one time, you know what I'm saying? They can alternate or whatever. Does it alternate? Yes. I'm like, is that a word? It is. So I hope this happens. The opening act should be Maya. Okay. Give Maya a good 15-minute, 20-minute opening set to work and stuff like that. Let that be that. And that's have again, Brandy and Monica featuring Maya. Okay. No, we don't count the other song. That song they did. Is it called He Belongs to Me? Or something like that? No. I mean, they could. I only want to hear The Boy's Mind. I don't care the other song. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. But I think Maya would be, because Maya was also around at that point in time. The fans would know all of their songs. Okay. Hell, maybe we'll do it with Ashanti. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't want it to be a whole, like, I don't need, like, we don't need 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 opening acts at all. Because Monica and Brandy have enough songs where they both can do like a 30, 40-minute set of their songs. Okay. 30, maybe 45 minutes for Brandy. And when I mean, they both have enough songs to where them two together will be about an hour and a half of music. If not 2 hours of music. And then, you know what I'm saying, have a little opening act. Have it be Maya. Either Maya, hell, maybe Monifa. Have Monifa do a song or two. You know what I'm saying? But I want it to be, I don't want a female version of the Millennium Tour. I want it to be like the ladies of R&B of that time. And see, when I think of that time frame, I think of Maya, Brandy, Monica, Aaliyah, but she's not here anymore. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, to me, that's something that should be around here. I don't think it should be someone who was a current singing girly. I think it should be someone who was also around that time, was popular. Okay, so to me, the first person I thought of was Maya as an opening act, Brandy and Monica. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Again, Maya gets a good 15, 20 minutes to sing her song and whatnot. And then Brandy and Monica come out in one song, 2 songs, 3 songs, one, you know what I'm saying, and back and forth it. And the tour, each tour date ends with them both together doing The Boy's Mind. Okay. So yeah, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen, child. I hope it's true. I do. Wendy Williams. Okay, now I seen earlier as well. Is she back drinking? Look, Wendy is still child under lock and key. Okay. They said that lady has been moved to a memory care unit because she was on the rooftop drinking at her 60th. I said, child, look, if she wants to go have a drink, child, at this point, I would hate to get to a part in life where I'm like on punishment. Okay? I don't want to be on punishment. Okay, it say Wendy was on the third floor, her birthday, and she got on the elevator, went to the rooftop. First of all, why does that place have a bar? If it's supposed to prevent people from doing shit, why a bar up top? She ordered child. She got drunk, so they transferred her to a locked memory unit. Child, she wanted a drink. Okay, who cares? Let her drink. Let her drink now, then, whenever. Okay, I'm not girl. I want to drink right now. Offset round here being messy. Okay, Offset posted on his social media. This is 2 days ago. Spend time with their kids, not just on the gram. I said, bitch, what? You know, Offset continuously says things, in my opinion, to poke at Cardi B. Now, I follow Cardi. I do. And Cardi sometimes will post herself with her kids. But Offset trying to even insinuate that Cardi is only... Now, we guessing he mean Cardi. Because who else going to talk to? But Offset trying to insinuate that Cardi don't spend time with her kids is stupid, because when y'all were married, she always had a kid. So why would things be different now? Child, he's so lame now. He's so lame. And I'm happy Cardi did not go off, did not go on a Twitter rant. I'm happy she let that man be miserable in peace, let him say shit in peace and not bother her. Okay, but Offset goes down somewhere, sir. We don't care. Look, y'all take the 30 seconds or maybe a minute, y'all. And I want y'all to like the video. I want y'all to subscribe, okay? But again, like it. And we're back. Okay, so let's get into some topics that is on the thumbnail. I feel like everybody around here going a little bit crazy, just a little bit. Okay, let's start with Drew. No, let's start with Evelyn now, because you know, basketball wife is getting on all our nerves. Okay, they are around here fussing. So Jen had posted. You know, Evelyn used to be engaged to that man Levon that she met on the Queen's Court dating show. It was fake. It was fake name. So Evelyn's part-time fiance. Okay, part-time. Yeah, I'm working on a new one. I got Bobby and a couple other people. I just haven't made it yet, but I have them saved. So we'll have a new dance break probably one day next week. I just haven't been able to edit together yet. But Jen posted a congrats because now Evelyn's old fiance is now engaged to somebody else. So Jennifer posted a congrats to that man on the engagement and stuff. It's a picture of Evelyn's ex-fiance with Jen's new current husband scheming scamming them. And I'm assuming that pissed Evelyn off. Evelyn then went on a I hate you bitch spree on social media, posting Jen and that man calling them Ike and Tina. And I feel like calling Jen and that man Ike and Tina. So is he beating Jen? So are you making fun of abuse victims? I'm just confused, because when Chad put hands on you, we didn't like it because that wasn't right. So why would you call them Ike and Tina? Is she getting beat up? When you want her to get out? Anyway, so call them Ike and Tina. Post to them as they hope they're homeless. They need some money. I need some money. I need some money, girl. Okay. She then was on Twitter posting Christian. Isn't it Christian? His name was Christian. Christian's kids, mama, child, I guess on child support or whatever. So I don't know, child, how did you get a girl? Christian baby mama sending Evelyn the court doctor. Child, I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. Okay. And she put the caption said, since you want to bring up my ex, let's talk about your man's ex. She's still waiting on her child support for her 3 and 4-year-old. Your man has a court in Cobb County on June 4th. He's already skipped 2 hearings. You've got standards for the clothes you wear, but not the dick you suck. Okay. Tim Thick Thighs murderer. Even bringing up Tim, who was in prison for, he hired a hitman for his nephew. I'm like, girl, that man dead. Okay. I'm like, diabolical. Okay. But again, her putting up first of all, putting up people's court paperwork is crazy. Now, we know Christian is a scammer. I did not know he had 2 kids. But girl, okay. Okay. So this is, I guess, proof that he owed child support, okay, and been ducking and dodging. If he did, I don't know. She then went on Twitter. Yes, 3 associations and 3 men who worked and paid taxes, unlike yours. You got standards for the clothes you wear, but not the you suck. Jen, let me help you find the ex's child support case. Posted a link to the child support case on Twitter. I'm like, calm down. She then said, Jen, since you want to chomp, your man's stepkids will like to eat too. Leave the kids, child, leave the baby is 3 and 4. Okay. Have you checked on them, giving them a bath? Child, what? Have you cooked for them, giving them a bath, or read them a bedtime story? Didn't think so. You're a bum in real life, not just on screen. Yes, I may have been married a short time, but I love them stepkids God placed in my life. Where are yours? While you were out chomping on lab-made carrots, his kids, ages 3 and 4, were living in the Airbnb. You're right. We're not the same, and never will be. I need Evelyn to just move on. I feel like Evelyn say she don't care, but I feel like she do. I also feel like Evelyn had the storyline. So let me beef with Jen. If Jen wants to marry, if she's married to a deadbeat baby daddy who don't pay child support, that's a business. Okay, that's a business. I feel like, but I would never bring up them babies. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, Jen has no control over that man's kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, And if don't y'all have each other's phone number? Why all because she posted a picture of your ex-fiance. Now, she did put hashtag Dr. Bullet, which is shade towards Jen. However, girl, I would not care about what my ex-fiance is doing. If you do not want to marry him, why do you care? I just feel like Jen and Evelyn's beef is so stupid. Jen gonna keep fucking on Christian till she tired. Okay, period. So leave it be. But I'm like, why y'all are too old for this? Completely too old for this. And then she said, last post on this, To try and ruin someone's happy engagement by dragging it into this basketball wives goofy shit is dirty work, but don't worry, karma's coming, stank breath. I'm like, oh, she said congrats. To me, I feel like Evelyn made it worse than Jen did. I feel like had Evelyn not responded to whatever, we don't even care that much. But again, I think Evelyn needs attention, and she wants attention, and because she doesn't have anything else going on, let me be for Jen. And Jen is a nobody. Okay. Next, let's get to Drew. So Drew was on the podcast with Carlos King today. And she said a couple things. Now we know, where is it? So first he was asking her about her and Ralph. People still don't want to acknowledge that the fact that Ralph is a horrible human being who would lash on to Drew, and it's been crazy ever since.
You feel like Ralph gaslit you the moment y'all met.
Ooh, coming right out with it, right? That has been my most recent.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want a tissue.
Dang, I was pretty for like. Now it's all going down. Yeah.
The face is the face, honey. No one can deny the face card.
Okay. And
now, unlike Portia, because when Portia cried tears, we don't never see no tears. At least Drew cried tears. Now y'all can say she's an actress or whatever. I don't know, but at least Drew's eyes leaked. Portia's eyes never leak.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Reset a little bit. This is why, it did take me a while to have this sit down because back then when you asked me, I knew I couldn't even get through a sentence really, at that time to talk through like my feelings. I am in a much better space, but there are still wounds, that need to be healed. And I think because we are on this show and I'm watching things in real time with everyone and I'm seeing his actions and his behavior.
Because think about it, when he does those confessionals, she's not there. When he was filming with Portia and Shamia, she's not there. And again, I am never trying to say that Drew is this innocent angel who's never done something. But I'm like, Ralph is the villain in this story. Don't get it twisted. It's Ralph. So I think her even saying how I'm watching the season, I'm watching the show, and I'm seeing how he's moving, what he's saying, and that nigga's a villain.
It is having me to ponder what you just asked, which is like, was it ever real? Everything I thought is having me to consider like, but was it ever love? Did he ever respect? Because someone that would go and have dinner with your ops, right?
Shamia and Portia at the time.
And sit there and bash you. And let's be honest, like I'm still the mother of his kids. We have kids together. We were married for now 10 years. So I'm like, someone that loves you and that respects you as even just the mother of your kids wouldn't behave this way. So then I just said to someone, I said, unless they never really loved you and they never really respected you. And that's where my train of thought has been. Because for me, I've never set out to bash Ralph. I have done nothing but tried to protect him for his actions and tried to gain understanding for his actions.
Girl, Ralph ain't shit and leave it at that.
And, as you see this season, I'm not sitting around talking about Ralph. I'm talking about my healing. And it was very, very hurtful to see that scene with him, Portia, and Shamia.
When you saw Shamia and Portia
meet
with your estranged husband.
And let's not get it twisted. Portia and Shamia meeting with Ralph was pick me bitch ass behavior because they've seen how Ralph is, and then they sat there and allowed him to talk to about Drew because Portia was upset. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, people don't like Drew, and I don't. Oh, thank you for super chat, Keisha. Hold on. I don't get the hate towards Drew and support of Ralph. It is only Portia stands. It is this desperate woman who think he is cute. It's very strange. I don't understand it either. Because I'm like, before they were going through the divorce, I feel like we all felt like, well, damn, did Ralph like her? Like, I don't know, because he be, and like, because I had posted on Twitter a couple days ago. I was like, I feel that Angela and Charles are the new era of housewives. I said, I think they're likable. And some, what you mean? We don't like Charles. I don't think Charles likes Angela. I said, no, there's a difference in how Charles is with Angela and how Ralph was with Drew. I think Charles is just an older man who don't care about being on camera. I think he's an older man. Like, of course, don't ask me no dumb shit. Of course, I love my wife. What you mean? You know what I'm saying? I think Charles is just not he is an older guy who don't get this reality show shit and how they're gonna ask you things that's evident. Like, why would am I gonna say no? You know what I'm saying? I think Charles just isn't used to camera shit and whatnot. But I think with Ralph always intentionally tried to either embarrass Drew, dog Drew out, and hurt her feelings. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that with Charles. I think Charles is just an old man, okay? And he don't know how, he doesn't want to perform for the show. Of course, I love my wife. Why I don't want to be forced to kiss my. I don't want to perform for y'all. We will see as time progresses, as the season progresses, and as new seasons come out. But I'm like, we've seen Ralph be a complete asshole to Drew. So I don't get why people act like Drew's making up the narrative of how bad her marriage was. We saw it play out. The thing is, Drew didn't see it until it was on TV. I think because sometimes it takes a mirror, and I think every seat. So wait a minute, what the fuck is going on? What is happening with me? And Shamia and Portia know that too. So Shamia and Portia meeting with Ralph to allow him to also dog Drew is crazy bitch-like behavior.
What was your knee-jerk reaction to that knowledge? Like, did you find out before the episode aired or the trailer even?
Yeah.
Or even if you did, was it a gut punch to you to watch it and to hear what he said? Like, walk me through that moment because, listen, I love Portia, I love Shamia, and I said this on my podcast. I said, look, I got to be honest, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I would have set the basement on fire. Okay. Once I saw my current basement husband, who is in the basement on the show talking cash shit about me, I'm setting the basement on burning up. The basement burning up. Okay. He better run.
I don't like the scene, and I get my reasons why. I'm not here to regurgitate that.
Yeah.
I'm not married to Ralph, and I don't have kids by him. So I am curious to know, what were you feeling the moment you watched Shamia and Portia meet with Ralph?
So during filming, I heard that they filmed together. But it was like variations. Like, it almost sounded like they ran into each other at a restaurant. And so it was kind of like, oh yeah, they had some words and that was it. I didn't know it was like a planned sit down situation. So when I watched it, I'm like, wait a minute, this is giving like a full scene. This is like everyone knew and they are here together.
Even Portia said, I didn't plan to come. I wasn't going to be here. Yes, you got dressed. to go to the restaurant, Portia. So Shamia and Portia make it seem as if, oh, this ain't, this is real innocent. I had a podcast, girl. It was bullshit. Again, the same thing Portia accused Drew of doing is what she did with Ralph. Drew made music and a whole album with Dennis. Portia was out here, fuck with their husband.
And they're happy to see each other. And I'm like, wow. And I like what they did in trying to cover it in a meeting of a podcast. I see what you tried to do there. Okay. But it landed flat because as we see today, there is no King and Queens podcast. We're not seeing the manifestation of that.
On Spotify?
I mean, I haven't seen it, and I think
okay, your album is though. Okay,
the album is it's on Apple Music.
Meaning me and Dennis working together on an album, and the album is good. If y'all did not listen to Drew's album, it's good. Go stream it. Her point is they met up for a podcast. Ain't no podcast. Okay. Me and Dennis met up to do music, and the album is out. So what we did was work, okay. But Drew, I'm telling y'all, Drew's album is what is it called? Because the two albums that have me in a chokehold right now, okay, a whole chokehold, okay, is Coco Jones' new album, Why Not More, and Drew's album. I think it's I Did It To Me. Hold on. Yeah. So Drew's album called I Did It To Me. It has 11 songs. Okay. The only song I don't like is the song with her and Sierra Gates is one of the. So we're gonna say 10 songs. We'll say 10 songs. The 10 songs are all good. Okay. And not Ralph. Dennis is credited as an EP on her album, and it's good. So her point is saying me and Dennis have a finished product on all music streaming services. Okay, Shamia and Basement Boy don't have shit.
iTunes. I know Ralph in the Basement is on his YouTube. But this other podcast with Shamia, I haven't seen any remnants of that. But they had this meeting. And so let's say respectfully, it's a business meeting. All right. But it went into discussion of Drew.
Boom. The one scene that we seen of Drew and Dennis, the only part they brought Portia up about was saying, I think Portia has an issue with us working together. But Dennis didn't dog Portia, and neither did Drew. They still discussed album. But when Shamia, Portia, and Ralph met up, they just talked shit about they talked shit about Drew, and they allowed Ralph to talk shit about Drew. You know what I'm saying? And I'm my girl.
And that's where I felt disrespected. I felt from Ralph being still technically legally married, I'm like, you're volunteering information that was between you and I. You're sitting here entertaining text messages that aren't real because we haven't seen them.
And y'all know Bravo loved to show a proofread text. The fact that Portia did not give Bravo the text between her and Dennis that proved that Dennis said, oh, yeah, Drew tried to fuck me.
You're entertaining basically a try of a takedown of me, a destruction of me and my character, and really everything I've built since the age of 8. It's like on top of what I've built for myself as an actress, as a mother, and then as a wife, you're trying to destroy that.
And let's not act like Drew Sidora is not Drew Sidora. I think people like to say, oh, she's an actress. So Cynthia acts now too. Portia been on some stuff too. But Drew Sidora, who we really, I think maybe we know her from the game. She played herself on the game. Because at that time, she was famous. You know what I'm saying? She's acted. She's like she was in her own right. Drew has her own name. You know what I'm saying? In her own right, Drew had her own name. Drew had her own fame. We knew who she was. Drew did not play another character on the game. She played herself because she was famous at that time. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So she's like, I built up. She may not be a, world famous, Oscar winning, award winning actress, but she still has acted. Let me Google it and stuff. She still has done mute. She was in Housewives, Step Up, White Chicks Craze, Daisy Cool, The Past, which was with Candy and them. Excuse me. She was on That's So Raven. She was Never Die Alone. So it like if you just Google her thing, a plethora of stuff from back in the 2000s. Okay, a plethora of things. So I'm like, we shouldn't act like Drew wasn't acting for years. There are many actresses who we love who are what's her name? Is it Tamala? What's the girl name who play? Ooh, girl, it's so many people who name we don't know. We know them. My point is, there are many actresses who play in some of our favorite movies or are guest starring on our favorite shows who we know who they are, and that's who they are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let's not shit on Drew. Let's not shit on Drew.
And I just didn't think it was necessary. I didn't think it was necessary. And then he never told me. He never divulged anything to me. I literally found everything out on the show. And I just felt like, regardless of if our relationship and our marriage is not working out, there's still just a level of respect.
And Ralph has none for Drew. Okay. So Drew also spoke on her flirtiness, her relationshipness with Ty. Now, I had let me see, because I took a clip. But let me see if my clip is longer than what IG show. Hold on.
He brought up Ty.
Okay. I'm going to play my clip. My clip is one way through. Hold on. Let me add it to the thing. Because when Carlos asked her about Ty, you know what I'm saying? Because, last season, when Mimi posted on social media that Ty was cheating on her with Drew, then Ralph said it too. And people then ran with, oh, Drew's a lesbian now. She's hanging out with Ty and blah, 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 blue. So thank you. Tamala Jones. Tamala Jones is not a award-winning actress. But if you Google her name, okay, she starred in some of our favorite movies. Okay, she was in Booty Call. Okay, she was in Brothers. Okay, but she was in The Wood. Okay, she is still an actress who we all love. She was in one of the Friday movies, Janky Promoters, the For Your Love that aired from 98 to 2002. So to me, Drew Sidora is the equivalent, not the equivalent of, but I'm just saying that there are many Black actresses who have starred in many movies, TV shows that we love, but they're not this regular household, award-winning name, but we know them. You know what I'm saying? So she isn't this award-winning whatever, but if you see her and she was a child when they were in Brothers, and she played D.L. Hughley's white. Let me go her picture at. Hold on, let me see. Okay, share this screen. Y'all know her. Okay, y'all. I need to switch it. Hold on. Y'all know her. Okay, y'all, we all know her. And then on the movie Brothers, when Dio was her husband, and he was trying to convince her to suck his dick because she didn't want to get hit. I don't want to catch cancer. I was like, okay, I'm just saying we know her. So the same way I feel like some folk want to act like, oh, we don't know. No, okay. Again, Booty Call, a plethora of movies that we have watched. She was in Blue Streak. Clay played the girl who Martin tried to go back to. Okay. Kingdom Come. Okay. 1-on-1. Okay. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is there are many people who we absolutely love as actors and actresses, okay, who okay, Daddy, that crazy bitch out there. So all I'm saying is, let's not act like Drew. Let's go to Drew because I was Googling Drew. Drew. Okay. Again, Drew. These are Drew's movies and shows. Okay. So when folk try to act like Drew wasn't acting, okay, Never That Long came out in 2004. Okay. So Drew has credits in a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. Too Fast, Too Furious. Okay, and all these things. I'm just saying way back when. Okay, so let's not act like Drew, okay. Again, she has all kind of old songs, okay, because then she was doing music way back in the day. Okay, way back in the day. So that's all I'm saying. Okay, let's not, act like we don't know who Drew is. Anyway, back to this.
And
so again, while talking to Carlos King about Ty, that's right thing. She was asked, so was you fucking around with Ty? Were you fucking around with Ty? What happened?
He brought up Ty, and he's alleging that, in the words of Lisa Nicole Cloud, that you and Ty are in a lesbian relationship.
Oh, okay.
Is that true?
Well, what I can say is, at the time when all of this came out, right, because to be honest, I'm tired of hearing about it. It's like a year old of information. It just wasn't the right time to talk about it, honestly. I think now today, I sit here and I say, like, what I went through with Ralph over the 10 years of marriage, no one got to really see that pain and really see every detail of what he did to me. And I can promise you this, if a cardboard box would have came and showed me some attention, I would have given it, right?
A cardboard box. Okay, my husband wasn't giving me any attention. We're going through hard times. And then this studly lesbian lady came around flirting with me, and I said, child, I might want some coochie.
I was someone at that time that gave me attention that I wasn't getting from my husband. And I said it on the show. She was a really great friend to me that, like, as simple as put, laughed at my jokes, understood me, listened to me. And so to have someone as your husband that's supposed to be your best friend that you feel like you can talk to and tell anything to, I didn't have that. Before I ever met Ty, there was so much that happened that at that point, Ralph had moved out of the bedroom. I was speaking with the divorce attorney. He was asking for a divorce. We were in conversations of a separation.
So if we not fucking, we in separate rooms, we're discussing divorce, okay? You ain't happy, I ain't happy, and this lesbian stud come around here, give me attention. What you mad for?
And yeah, Ty was there and a great friend. Flirting? Yeah. But like at the end of the day, we both have said it was a great friendship. And I'll still say to this day, we're friends. We're not enemies. But relationships come and go, friendships come and go. And it wasn't what he was making out to be as far as he wanted this divorce. I was fed up. There was infidelity. There was pain. There was hurt. And I feel like he waited for a reason. He waited for a reason. And I feel like that friendship was that reason he hung on to and he's still hanging on to, because I had an open conversation with him about Ty being a friend. He felt like it was inappropriate. So we didn't talk anymore. I thought we were in a position to reconcile. And again, I've been met with him wanting an open relationship. Him
not an open relationship. He been open pussy, girl.
Wanting to have other women. He's not still been honest. I was waiting when Portia and Shamia asked, have you ever cheated on Drew? I was waiting for him to be honest. And he got choked up. And he just threw out no. And I'm like, okay, if we can see it, we can see that he wasn't being honest. But I was waiting for him to be honest because until he's honest about what we've gone through, you can't continue to point the finger and try to play victim as though you were hurt when you already wanted the divorce. Even dating back to when we lived in Chicago.
And that's, I think, the issue I have with Ralph is Ralph comes off as Drew cheated on me or was cheating on me and whatever. And he makes it seem as if I was this good husband, wasn't out here making her feel like shit, wasn't out here also cheating and doing whatever else. I think Drew's point is we were our marriage was child going down the drain. We both weren't happy. He wasn't treating me good and I was the same back then or whatever. And it wasn't until I showed someone else attention or affection that he wants to make me the villain, even though he's the villain.
Wanted the divorce.
When it comes to you and Ty, the way Ralph made it seem like it was more than a friendship, that you guys could have been lovers intimately. What do you have to say to that? When you and Ty were intimate, kiss?
Flirting, yes.
Okay.
A lot of flirting. Okay. I'm not going to say that there wasn't flirting. There was a lot of conversation. There was a lot of group hangouts. And for me, there were just certain things that I wasn't comfortable with, and not judging anybody for their sexual orientation. I just love my husband, you know? And so there.
Meaning, I will flirt with you, but I'm not going to eat your coochie. Okay? Meaning, I think I like this, but I don't want to touch the pussy. Okay? I feel like if you like Niecy Nash, who had a few husbands, and then she met Jess, who was also a stud lesbian. But she was like, I can do the cooch. I think Drew's point is, I don't have anything against anyone who was a lesbian or whatever, but I was okay flirting. But once it came down to either getting my coochie ate or eating coochie, I said no. I love my husband. Meaning I love dick. I realized flirting is flirting. I don't want to eat cooch. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? Now, do I feel like she let Ty rub her titty? Maybe. Okay. Do I feel like she maybe kissed Ty? Maybe. I think she was bi-curious. I do. I really feel like Drew got a bit bi-curious. And once the cat got curious, she said, you know what? This ain't my cup of tea.
There were certain levels. Now, I can't help if, you know, Ty felt differently or how she felt. I can't speak for her. But for me, I appreciated the friendship. I appreciated the conversation. I appreciated the fun. I appreciated, you know, the distraction from what I was going through. And so much so, I mean, she was around. We hung out publicly. So I wasn't worried about people seeing us or people, but I didn't know it was going to get to this extent to where he would say the reason why he wanted to divorce was because of Ty, because that wasn't actually true.
I'm going to be honest with you. When he said that was the reason, I'm going to be honest with you. When Ralph said the reason why we're divorcing is because of Ty, I felt that Ralph wanted to find a reason to bring up Ty. And it goes back to what I saw a few episodes ago. I just felt like Ralph is determined to embarrass you. And he wanted that to come out the way it appeared. And
Ralph probably know that Drew's mama and the religious side of her family will probably be like, girl, you gay now? You know what I'm saying? I do think a part of him wanted to embarrass her in the aspect of let me now lesbian shame Drew if she was lesbian, because I know that will hurt her in some kind of way. And so Ralph ain't shit.
What give you props on is when he said it, they did do a flashback of a scene you did film. And everything you're saying to your credit, everything you're saying to me, you said on camera, they aired that 6-second snippet. Yeah. So, but that's why I felt the intention was to embarrass you. Yeah. I've been around Ty before. She dated my friend Nene Faust.
Yeah.
Child, we're going to get into time you mean in 1 second.
Ty is fine, and Ty could probably have me.
Listen.
I mean, Ty don't like coming to dudes I talk to. So you know what I'm saying?
Let's not pretend.
No shade.
Yeah, and swagged out and is a really good person. And I think that's why, even to this day, we're still friends. You know, I would never say, oh, she's not a good person or minimize or, you know, extreme our friendship. It was just the intimidation that I feel Ralph felt, which I'm not going to say, you know, I can't speak for him, but I just feel like it was an intimidation there. And I feel.
Because Ty pulled my wife. Okay, got my wife giggling and stuff and smiling and stuff, and I don't like it.
Like he was looking and grabbing on the straws of the reason why he could depart this marriage. And for what I endured, listen, my parents were married for 60 years until my father passed away. So I grew up desiring marriage, wanting marriage, thought marriage was forever because I didn't know anything different. So the times that he asked for a divorce or I found out he was with other women, I didn't ever consider divorce. I didn't. I fought for my marriage. I fought for my kids. I fought for my family. And I just feel like he was always putting that word out there. And his behavior on the show, I felt like he showed the most toxic side of him. Because
he showed the most toxic side of him. And sometimes you have to sometimes the only way for you to see how bad a relationship is to watch it back. I think Drew and Ralph coming on the show was the best thing for Drew. Because, girl, you couldn't ignore his toxicness anymore because you were able to see it out of everyone's eyes, including your own.
As you said, he's fine, he's nice, he's cool, he's charming. I mean, I married him for those reasons.
And folks who felt, and I think people have to also realize, nobody is the monster in the beginning. They are great. You fall in love with the great parts of them, and then the evilness slips out.
So
when you saw that, there's this narrative that you tried to solicit sex from Dennis, and you said something along the lines, allegedly, of you want to fuck Dennis, and Dennis said he's not trying to provide dick, he's trying to provide, tracks. I know sometimes in studio that goes hand in hand.
Listen,
I did work on Love and Hip Hop after all.
Well,
so I want to know, were you ever attracted to Dennis? Now,
have you not seen my husband? I like a certain physique.
Dennis and Ralph are two totally different people. I think Dennis is cool, and I can see why women like him because he's so cool or whatever. He's like a homie. But, Drew does seem to have a type, and I don't think Dennis is it.
Biceps, not bellies. I really, no offense to Dennis. But the physiques are different. That's what I'm saying. The physiques are definitely different.
The same way we see Portia got a type because Portia, Dennis and Simon look the same.
No, yeah.
I'm not getting over that.
I'm just saying.
I like my physique.
If you know, you know. And if you see, you see. And if you know it's different, it's different. And so it's just unbelievable to me. It's like, are we believing this? And I don't think people are believing it. I don't think you're believing it. I don't think the fans are buying it. I think that Portia was brought here to give a life and a story that she wasn't able to deliver.
Portia was supposed to come on this show and be with Simon or even show her divorce, and she can't do none of that. And if you think about it, Shamia and her husband, even though we don't see Shamia's husband much at all on the show, but I still think Shamia has this housewife life. I think with Drew is able to show and discuss her divorce. Portia cannot. I think the two things Portia thought she was coming on the show to do, she can't do either one. She can't discuss her marriage to Simon. She can't discuss her divorce from Simon. However, Shamia and Drew can do that. And is it weird that is who she has the most issues with? Even Portia saying she gonna fuck Charles, Angela's husband. Okay, so Portia, is she attacking every woman on the show who has what she can't discuss? Okay, so the Drew interview, it was interesting to me. Okay, with her speaking on her and Ty, her speaking on how she felt about Dennis, and being accused of trying to be with Dennis, her addressing, Portia and Shamia meeting with Ralph. She took things head on. Again, me and Ty was flirting, okay? I be near coochie, okay? We was flirting with Charles. So I liked it. Now, separate from his interview with Drew, look, like Carlos King or not, his Monday night chats about housewives, about basketball wives or whatever, I feel like he has a great thing. Carlos, Dustin, and Claudia, amazing. Amazing, in my opinion. I watch it mostly for Dustin. Dustin is such a great, even though sometimes I don't agree with him. I love how he had the conversation. And when Claudia's, her arm, I like it. So they had Mimi on, because usually Mimi isn't on here. And on the recent episode of Basketball Wives, Mimi and Claudia were discussing Ty. Because Ty and Mimi dated for years. We did not know that Mimi was a lesbian until she got with Ty. But listen to this.
Claudia thinks Ty's an opportunist. Do you, Mimi Files, being in a relationship with her for how long was it?
Almost 7 years.
You were in a relationship with Ty for 7 years. Is Ty an opportunist who only dates women who are famous because of a come up?
After me, yes. I was her step on the ladder, and now it's, yes, 1,000%.
Why do you feel that way?
Track record. Look at it. The whole situation with Drew, and I know they want to say they're just friends, but I know different. And then hanging around Drew, here comes Ming, and then Ming, and now Basketball Wives, and it's just keep on stepping up that ladder, girl. I'm just laying that little pussy around. I get it.
Not slanging a pussy around. Not Mimi. I'm gonna say this. Ty is an actual Ty Young. Ty is an actual basketball player. You know what I'm saying? Ty was not some unknown person who started dating Mimi to get on Love and Hip Hop years ago. Because Mimi ain't even on Love and Hip Hop anymore. You know what I'm saying? That's part one. But I do think Mimi is whatever Mimi and Ty went through. That's that. But I don't think she can say that Ty dates women to get on shows to get attention. Like, to me, a full-fledged successful basketball player can't be clout chasing. For what? She's an athlete. You know what I'm saying? That's weird to me to make it seem like, Ty did stuff to get attention. They say Ty played basketball for how long? Ty is, I'm going on the Googles. Per Wikipedia, Ty is an American basketball player. She's an assistant coach with the Chicago Sky. She was traded to Chicago Star, but she's been playing child forever. Okay, she's known as a basketball player. So I just feel like it's weird this as a player. She started playing in 2008. So 2008 to 2009 on Atlanta Dream. From 2009 to 2017 on the Chicago Sky. And even in 18 and 19, she was on the Las Vegas Aces. And she's been an assistant coach since 2024. So I'm looking like, how would you make it seem as if she's dating these women to get clout when she's a basketball player? You know what I'm saying? And that's just weird to me.
She's been on all 3 franchises. Like, she's down.
And I know Claudia is Mimi friend, so you're gonna back your friend up, okay? Cool, fine, and whatnot.
But John on all 3 franchises. Like, she's Basketball Wives, Love and Hip Hop, and Atlanta Housewives. Like,
and let's clear some things as well. They show a party that Drew and them was at that Ty came to. Ty was never a cast member on Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, she was dating Mimi, and Mimi was on Love and Hip Hop. But while doing all of that, she was still playing basketball. Okay, Ty being on Basketball Wives, she's a basketball player. She's supposed to be on Basketball Wives. She's a basketball player.
She's like,
yeah.
Now I'm not gonna make my joke, but she's
making them round.
Claudia herself. Congratulations.
And you can tell Dustin don't agree because I have not watched this thing. So I don't know what Dustin said back. But Dustin's face to me looked like y'all on some bullshit.
I said to myself just now.
Proud of you, friend.
It was really hard to do it. I will say what I was going to say in the group chat with you guys after this. But it was a good one.
Making the rounds.
So when it comes to Ty, do you think Ty ever really loved you?
Yeah, I think she did. I also think she had, you know, she had her reasons why, you know.
Mimi is delusional, in my opinion. I feel like, you know, there was Mimi isn't someone you date for clout. Because Mimi is known for being Stevie J's baby mama. So what other reason could she have for dating you when you were still someone we really did not know? I don't understand it. Now, after Ty saw this conversation, Ty was commenting and responding in the comment section. Okay, Ty said, "I pray I never become this miserable when I get in my 50s." Shaking my head, I've never spoken ill on. That's Mimi. Mimi's real name was I think it was how do you pronounce that? Olurimi. Okay, I've never spoken ill on Mimi after all she's done. And then someone said, Ty, making the rounds is diabolical. What exactly is this called? Could have sworn you have over a decade career that's based on actual talent because she was a basketball player and she's now a coach. And then she said, it's a smear Ty name campaign them two have been doing since we broke up years ago. Don't forget, Mimi and Ty broke up a while ago. I'm saying Mimi and Ty didn't break up a year ago. Okay. So I do think it's weird. Okay. Ty also was on.
Child, my ex and that lady been trying to drag me since we broke up. This just shows their misery and not mine. I don't got nothing to do with that. Let them live their best life. That don't even worry about it. It's so irrelevant. Like whatever podcast or whatever they had is irrelevant. We've been broken up almost 3 years. Child. Pish posh.
Not pish posh. Ty also commented saying, tune in on Mondays, 8 p.m. on VH1 Back Wives. I'm breaking barriers because I'm the first athlete to be a main cast member. Ty is on a show called Basketball Wives with her girlfriend, and she's a basketball player. That's amazing. Clearly amazing. Okay. She's a player, a coach. She's the first female person to be on the cast as well. I think her point is saying me and Mimi broke up 3 years ago. Girl, leave me be. Even if I was fucking on Drew, why does it matter to you? I don't know. Okay. But I need Mimi to move on. Okay, Mimi, please move on. Let's get to where's Meg? Honey, where my Meg thing at? Oh, boom. So Meg has responded to the bullshit of Tory Lanez. Okay, so we know it's been TikTok chit chat. Oh, Tory's innocent. We have new evidence. Blah 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 blah. Meg said, "Fuck y'all." Meg went on her TikTok. Okay, because y'all have pissed Meg off. And Meg said, okay, at what point are y'all going to stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? Okay, by Tory. At what point are Tory and y'all fans going to stop lying? Okay, like how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute, him and y'all said I never was shot. Now y'all let him play in y'all face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. I'm sick of this shit. Leave me the fuck alone. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me, and that was his choice because he knows he did that shit, bro. Okay, I don't give a fuck about a blog or a bot. Why in the fuck would me making the Stallion have to lie on this motherfucker about shooting me? How y'all mad at the person that got shot? Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court, bitch. Okay, fuck the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you shot me. Ain't no new evidence. Y'all been saying the same shit for years. Tory, please leave me alone. Okay, you are a fucking demon. I'm off this silly ass internet shit. Bye. I said kudos to Meg because I think, again, her point was for a long time, y'all point was that Tory did not shoot me. So if meaning I would never shot. So if I would never shot, how are y'all now saying it was Tory? I mean, it was Kelsey. That don't make no sense. Not today, not ever. So I applaud Meg for saying y'all on some bull stuff. I don't like y'all. Y'all dumb. Leave me alone. Okay. So this rep lady who's saying, oh, there's evidence. Okay, it was discrimination. Okay, the evidence. Okay, Jesus helped Tory. Okay, it's gonna be the evidence. It's new stuff, new body cam. But what? So you want me to believe it was a whole trial, a whole investigation, and they missed all this evidence? Whoever rep Anna Paulina Luna is needs to be fired. Okay, fire your bitch. So again, I don't care. We have compelling evidence proving Tory Lanez is innocent, and it will be released within the next 30. Child, if it's released where, to who? It should only be sent to the courts. Putting that shit out on social media don't mean nothing. Leave Meg alone. Now, lastly, let's do Diddy. First of all, y'all take 30 seconds to do what? Either like the video and subscribe, or subscribe and like the video. Okay, let's wrap this shit on up. I told y'all the live will be 2 hours or less. I got 8 minutes to go over the Diddy stuff. You know, this Diddy trial, child, it's a lot. Since we already went over Cassie's, I think Cassie's interview, testimony was the most critical, in my opinion, to go over or whatever. Since then, Dawn came back on Monday. Child, the people outside the courtroom is listen to what they asking Dawn as she's walking either to or from the courtroom. Y'all listen.
Good day.
Yeah, how big is Diddy's dick?
That's whoa.
Wow. I get the 10 million
Now, man. Monetization. You're going too far. Yeah, man.
I want to get my ass beat for 10 million. I want to get my ass beat for 10 million. Isn't it freedom of speech? We have freedom of speech.
Have a good day, Dawn. Have a good day.
Yeah, how big is Diddy's dick?
The fact that people outside of, I said, bitch, what? First of all, someone trip her. Okay? Whoever out here asking the size of Diddy's penis should be tripped into a ditch. Okay? But to what? So that's how insane things are outside the courtroom. Okay? So that was Dawn leaving. Now when Dawn did testify, I know folks were saying that the defense, when they cross-examined her, accused her of not being able to have a consistent story, that she was, mixing up facts or whatever. They're trying to accuse her of saying, of not remembering things sooner. And when she said, I'm remembering things to the best of my recollection, some stuff people didn't ask me, because Dawn's testimony was more about her seeing Diddy abuse Cassie, her seeing Diddy be aggressive or try to, force things to happen. And I feel like Dawn saying, well, at one point at the house, like we saw her get beat up by Diddy. He threw a frying pan or whatever. And they kept on saying, but at one point you can remember if you heard the pan hit the wall. Like she can remember these weird details about it. So they made it seem as if maybe she's not being truthful. And I'm like, I believe Dawn. Because who lied? What point would Dawn have to make up a thing about Diddy abusing Cassie? We know he abused Cassie. I'm saying, like, we know it happened. So, seeing folks say, well, Diddy's team did great at cross-examining Dawn. I mean, they did accuse her of not being consistent in her recollection of this one time she saw Diddy abuse Cassie, years ago. But I don't care. Diddy did it. Okay, Diddy did it. So her conversation wasn't really about her. She did say that when Diddy called her and Kalina to the house the following day, he implied that, that's what lovers do. Okay. And people who talk about what they see can come up missing, which made her feel like, okay, I can get killed. And I'm like, you could. So Dawn did her thing and whatnot. The other people we saw testify, her mom testified today, and her mama said, look, at one point, Diddy requested $20,000 for sex tapes of my daughter. You know what I'm saying? So what the prosecution is doing, again, this is going to be an 8-week trial. So I don't want anyone to feel like the state or the feds, the prosecution, are going to prove their case in 1 week. They're going to build this thing up the whole 8 weeks. So they're laying the groundwork for the intimidation, him using his business as a criminal enterprise. So if Diddy said, hey, give me 20 grand or I'm going to release this sex tape about your daughter. Because Cassie told her mom, he's threatening to release this sex tape about me. And I don't want it to happen. And then the mama said, and Diddy directly said, hey, pay me 20 grand. I need to recoup the money because your daughter dating somebody else. And I'm like, that's showing that Diddy's using intimidation. It's him asking for money. It's extortion. And then the fact that the mom and daddy took out a lot of equity on their home to get the $20,000. They wired the $20,000 to Bad Boy. And then the mama said about 4 or 5 days later, the money was returned. But again, the fact that Diddy gave her the information to wire the money to them is illegal. Okay, it's illegal. Diddy's team, the defense, did not cross-examine the mom. So she didn't say much more than that. She brought up how she found out her daughter was being abused by Diddy. She took a couple of photos of her daughter and the bruises and stuff like that. So she again witnessed him abusing her daughter. And that was the most that the mama said and whatnot. Also, Kid Cudi will be testifying. They said probably on Thursday because Kid Cudi is who Cassie was dating, and Diddy blew up his car. So Kid Cudi will be there. They believe Thursday to give his testimony about what happened. Again, if you blew up my car for me dating your ex, you're insane. And if you're willing to blow up my car, I'm going to leave you be. Okay, I'm going to leave you be. So I can't wait to see what Kid Cudi says. Okay, so he will be testifying on one day this week. Again, they said the thing will be Thursday. Diddy's assistant, former assistant, David James, was testifying today. Child, he was an assistant, I think, for maybe 2 years, like back in 2008 and 9. He worked as Diddy's assistant, and he was like, look, I never saw Diddy abuse Cassie. However, I saw him with guns. I saw him, he wasn't this nice guy. I worked 20 hours a day. Yes, I did drugs as well, here and there, but we knew this is Diddy's world. We just live here. So to me, his testimony was like, I would Diddy bop it on the. He said I would Diddy bop it on the. I was vibing. At some party, he was getting high or whatever, and he said Diddy was like recording it, and so Diddy said, "I'm gonna keep this recording in case I need it later." Meaning, I felt like he's keeping things to like keep me in line. He testified that once he was told to drive Diddy and the Peoples to meet up with Suge Knight, and he saw Diddy had guns and shit, he said, "You know what? I quit." He said once that all that shit happened to where we happened to run to Suge Knight, and then Diddy like, "Yeah, let's go up there." And he got 3 or 4 guns on him. Like, I was not made for this. I was a personal assistant. I would sometimes get him food. I would get him drugs. And when I would buy, regular stuff, that would be paid with a bad boy credit card. When I was buying drugs or Astroglider or stuff for the freak offs or whatever, that I would pay for out of my own pocket and then be reimbursed by bad boy. So to me, that shows the criminal enterprise, meaning he at one point he even said how Diddy would get prescription drugs in his name. He never asked me to get stuff in my name, but he would get prescriptions for drugs in my name, and it was what it was. I wasn't paid to ask questions. A couple of times where he thought things were missing, I had to take a lie detector test. I would get searched. So he was like, it was definitely a different kind of thing. But again, once we was riding around looking for Suge Knight with guns, I put in my 6-month notice to be done. He said they tried to have me just work, elsewhere. He said, no, I don't. My life was in danger. Okay, I will stay on long enough to train the new assistant, but I'm done. He brought up how he at one point went to take Diddy like an iPod at a hotel. He had a key for her. And he said, I walked in the door. Cassie was in the bed, arm back, laying down. Some random white man was in there who like skirted away. Diddy was in the shower. So he's like, I didn't see shit, but it was Cassie and some man in the bed. Child weirdness. So again, his testimony was like, yeah, Diddy was on some bullshit, but I don't know. Who else testified? It was Cassie's ex-best friend, Carrie Morgan. Carrie was her friend before Diddy. She saw Diddy abuse Cassie. She knew about the abuse, but she said at one point back in 2018, Diddy came to the house, pissed at Cassie. He choked a friend. He choked Carrie, threw a wooden hanger at her, and like it hit her like in the back of her ear. And she said, because Cassie did not, speak up for her, defend her, or whatever, she kind of allowed it to happen. She stopped talking to Cassie. She said Cassie and her had met up, and she was paid $30,000. So she was paid $35 to keep quiet. Meaning, again, this shows what Diddy does stuff that's illegal and paid people off. Okay, so I feel like when she said, look, once he put his hands on me and she didn't care about me, the friendship was done. Because my thing is this: if you beat my ass as me, you can't beat my friend's ass too. You can't choke my friend out. Okay, so she's like, because Diddy paid her they paid her $30,000 to not say anything, and she said from there on she just stopped being a friend, and I don't blame her. I don't. I feel like I think at some point someone said they knew Cassie wasn't ready to leave Diddy. So if I see and I know your man is abusive, and if you choose to stay, whatever. Because she said at one point Diddy was beating her up. Cassie ran and hid, child. And she said me and Diddy was on golf carts. Diddy rode one way on a golf cart. I rode the other one on a golf cart looking for Cassie. She found Cassie. Her and Cassie hit in a ditch. was hiding in the ditch from Diddy. I was like, bitch, what? So again, her point wasn't like she knew of the abuse, but until Diddy put his hands on her, she stayed around. She said once he choked me out and hit me with a hanger, I said, bitch, not today. So she had not talked to Cassie since then, all these years. She said, I moved on. I'm done. I'm done. I can't do it. But Combs briefly choked her, hit her with a hanger. Okay, she was dizzy, nauseous, or whatever. She sought medical attention. She had a concussion. Okay, and eventually she accepted a 30 grand payment, and signed an NDA. And she just stopped talking to Cassie. But I would have too. Because bitch, your man he ain't gonna beat my ass too. Not today, not ever. So that was the gist of her thing. Again, everyone is saying he absolutely forced stuff with her. I feel like there was somebody else. It was another assistant, someone who said they did. It may have been Dawn. It was somebody who said, Diddy would say how I think it was the assistant who said, I got Cassie right where I need her. She's young and moldable. I'm like, not young and moldable. Who is it? Oh, right here. Yeah, so one of his former assistants was saying how Diddy has 5 girlfriends, Kim Porter, Cassie, and a couple of people. Who was it? Who's the girl? He had Kim Porter, Sarah, Tara, Yana, and Cassie. So even how they knew he had, these women. They asked James, who was the assistant, about his conversation with Cassie, asking why didn't she leave him, and she said because he controlled my life, my music. He paid so he's paying for all my shit. I can't go nowhere. He controls everything. You know what I'm saying? Which is child entrapment. Okay. He also said that Diddy said Kim is my queen out in LA with my family. And I have Cassie right where I want her. She's young and moldable. So I feel like Diddy knew exactly what he was doing. He controlled her. I got her in this 10-album deal. I'm paying all her bills. I had, even at one point, Cassie mama said when he got pissed at her, he would take her phone, her car. He would take things from her. So again, control. Okay, control. We're gonna get into. I do think that was the gist of everyone's testimonies. Diddy crazy, Diddy be beating her up. Okay, and we don't trust Diddy at all. Okay, now when they raided when they raided the hotel room, the fact that he had all the sex toy stuff around there is crazy. They also had one of the hooker men, okay, who said, I would be hired to come dance, and I would come there and be told, oh, what is a rubber doll with some baby oil, and then sex. I'm fucking Cassie. So again, it was just weird stuff. Now the men's, because they showed the hooker men, okay, Jonathan, Odie, Ash, Brian. I'm like, Diddy didn't have no taste. No taste. He didn't have a type. Because to me, if you are a rich and famous person and you can afford to get all these people to do freak things, why were you only having freak offs with men? Why were there no women who y'all shared? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when they show all the men, so that was 4 of them right here. Now, I would absolutely bang the unidentified man. Okay, I would. Yeah. They then had Tony, Greg, Jake, and Johnny. Now I don't know if these pictures are of them currently in 2025 or how they look back in then. Okay, I'm not sure. To me, I need to know when these are. Because I'm like, y'all fuck Johnny back then? Could Johnny look elderly? Look, forehead is a wrinkle. I'm like, y'all was it obvious? I don't know. Okay, but it also shows Diddy didn't have a type. It's just whoever's available. What man can I see? Okay, we then had Jules. Now Jules, we heard a lot about Jules. Okay, Jules was running the most. So Jules and then 3 unidentified men. Okay, again, I don't know how old or new these pictures are. Okay, but bald head black men look like he do porn. Okay, and then this man, whose name we don't know. So I'm like, none of the men even look like he had a type. You know what I'm saying? At all. Like usually, you have a type. I want a black, bald, muscular man, or a white surfer guy, or one who look like a killer. Like the men don't look this. It's so weird. Greg look like he can be a child, undocumented. Just saying. Tony is probably a murderer. Okay, Jake for sure probably makes porn. Okay, Johnny look like he Fig Newtons. Jonathan is in prison. Okay, Jonathan is the one that they paid $5 million because he allegedly recorded, something, and they did he pay him to get the recording. Bottom bald man look like he can get it. Okay, Brian looks young. I think Ash is in jail for like killing somebody. I'm like, what the fuck, Diddy? So even seeing all the different men, like none of them, these are just the ones who they have pictures of. I'm pretty sure it was more than just these guys here, in my opinion. And then the one, what do they have? Punisher? There was one guy named Punisher who testified, I believe, today, and even he said, again, I was told I would go to strip. Hey, I was a little striptease, but I got there, and it turns out that they wanted, me to rub Cassie down with some baby oil or whatever. And he said Diddy came out naked. He didn't know what Diddy time. He said, I did not know it was Cassie, and all I seen was a man with like I could only see his eyes. He had his head covered, his mouth covered. I couldn't see his eyes, but he was butt ass naked. And how, he said I eventually figured out it was Diddy, and Diddy would instruct them on what to do, and how sometimes he was like it was a lot of pressure to do to perform, and so he would be paid between $800 to $2,000 depending on what happened, and sometimes he could not perform because again, what I'm gonna do? I can't do it, But he said it was always Diddy saying what to do. He said, and then when he would finish, Diddy and Cassie would go into the other room because we know at that point in time, Diddy wanted her to put the men's stuff on him. So when he said, yeah, when I would finish, him and Cassie would go into the room. But we know that that's what he wanted over there. Child, I said, it's a mess. Now, the Punisher guy did say today that Cassie did not seem like she didn't want it. However, she took all instructions from Diddy. Like it was what he wanted. And so I'm like, girl, I'm like, with these people. Could Jonathan look like he does cocaine? Okay. He absolutely does cocaine. Brian looked like he probably eat Oreos in bed. Crumbs everywhere. Okay. Ash looked like he's a murderer because he is. He's in jail. Okay, again, unidentified man can get it. Again, Tony's a killer. Why am I saying that? But the last guy, child, is he? He looked like he's recovering from crack. Like he maybe did crack in the 70s and the 80s, but not no more. Just saying. But the bottom the two on the bottom was on to Catch a Predator. Okay, those are some they look like they was on NBC. How to Catch a Predator. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, there wasn't even a criteria. They are different men. In my personal opinion, is Diddy is bisexual, at least bi-curious, and he probably did not want to have sex with men, but he wanted to have sex with men. Okay, so if the closest I can get to being with men is forcing or allowing or having Cassie do it while I watch, that was his way of him fucking them. Because I'm telling y'all, I don't know any straight men who even watches straight porn, because most men don't want to see dick. Why? You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to see no dick. Now, we as women love penis. We're straight women. You know what I'm saying? But I kept thinking to myself, again, he had all this access to whatever he wanted, and they were having all these freak offs. But my one question is, why did they never have any freak offs with the women? They never had these freak offs with women. It was always Cassie being banged by some dude. And even the men who would say, well, she didn't seem to be against it. Well, because she couldn't be. Again, in the beginning, I fully feel like if the first 2 or 3 freak offs back in 2007 or whenever in the beginning, I think those were supposed to be fun and enjoyable. I think by the time this shit started happening, it was what she felt like she had no choice but to do it. Hence why these plethora of men who none of them look alike, they were just available, were able to do whatever to her body as Diddy watched. Because to me, Diddy wasn't watching Cassie. Diddy was watching these men. Okay, that's why they ended when the men came. In none of these testimonies is anyone discussing Cassie's pleasure. Were they eating Cassie coochie? Did she have any orgasms? Like, nothing was about her pleasure. It was all about Diddy watching him pleasuring himself and the men coming. Ain't nothing wrong with wanting to watch live porn. Fine, cool. But no one can make it seem as if Cassie was getting the pleasure. Oh, thank you, Lisa, for super chat. She was drugged and numb to what was right. And she said that I would have to, take drugs and this and that and that and this, to make myself feel disassociated from what's going on. The fact that we seen the text between her and Diddy where she's like, I need you, where's the drugs? Because I need to be numb to do all of this at this point in time. Yeah, I don't think she ever, because it was when someone said she wanted these to happen, no one talked about the pleasure she got from it. It's always Diddy was directing it or whatever to do this and that and that this. Diddy directed the porns and stuff. We're using all that because it was all for Diddy's pleasure. No woman wants to have sex for hours. It's not even fun. And we've heard some of the men who've testified so far say sometimes they couldn't come because it's not fun when someone's forcing you to fuck. I think he trusted men in the past. Oh, thrusted men in the past, or got thrusted, but he got cautious as he grew more powerful. Super said, they would go to gay clubs. Again, ain't no wrong. Look, if you want to be gay, be gay. If you want to be gay, be gay. Okay, but I feel like anyone not acknowledging all of the things described in these sexcapades, Cassie's never saying it was amazing. It was great. I had fun. No, I was there to get fucked. Because I'm on the floor getting pissed on. I'm on my period having to fuck. I'm sucking dicks all the time and my mouth is sore. If you are having a freak off and you are with people for hours, eventually you do want to come. Because you do want to come. An orgasm eventually is going to be the point of someone having fun. Because if the man can come, why can't I? Look, an orgasm does not mean that's the only way sex is pleasurable. No, not at all. However, no one is saying that she got any pleasure at all. I'm getting banged out for hours. I'm having to get all this Astroglide. I'm having to put penis to mouth to where my mouth is now raw from all the friction. Again, in the beginning, the first 1, 2, or 3 of these freak offs was probably fun. It probably was fun. Eventually, it became a job. Eventually, it wasn't about her pleasure. It was about Diddy's pleasure and the men coming, because Diddy need to see the men come. So Diddy likes men in some kind of way. In some kind of way. Aubrey said she not testifying. She gonna cover the case. I said, bitch, get out my face. Aubrey, get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? When she said, oh, they asked me to cover the podcast, to go do a podcast and cover the thing. Look, if you have been screaming at the top of your lungs for years, Diddy's a bad person, has done bad things, and he's finally put on the stand to stand trial for being a bad person. And you tell us you have all of this information about what he did to you and blah, 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 blah. And then say, well, no, I'm not going to testify. Okay, I'm going to cover the case on the podcast. Girl, get out my face. Okay. It's promotion. She's doing promotion. And with TJ and the rollback chick, bitch, I don't care at all. Hi, my loves. I was approached by the rollback chick and TJ or whatever and iHeart to cover the Diddy trial. The intention for this platform is to give you an up and close and personal understanding of what was going on from a perspective only someone that was there in and all could relate to you. I don't care at all. Because she had all this mouth complaining and ragging, tagging him. And now it's time to say, like, I don't, girl, go sing. So I'm like, either you want to hold him accountable, or you want attention for the trial and money from it because you want clicks and views. So I don't care. Child. I'm not. Look, I ain't going to Oreo Day for no damn recount of a trial. But when Kid Cudi get on the stand, I do want to know what he gonna say. Because again, Diddy, that man car got blown up. Okay, that man car got blown up. So I do want to see what Kid Cudi has to say. Also, I want to say this. I know for federal trials that they do not do. You can't have audio. You can't have cameras in there. I really feel like this is what's done to me. You don't want any cameras in the courts, so we can't see stuff. But you will. The transcript we can read. You have media in there telling us what was said. Why would you not just have the audio available? You know what I'm saying? I feel like if the overflow room at the courthouse is people listening to the trial, why would y'all not have the audio available for us as well? Because I think it would be much more easier for folk to follow what's going on if we can hear it. To me, the only way it makes sense for us to not be able to see it, if we can still read what happened, have audio available in the court. Whatever is being heard by the overflow room, we should be able to hear that audio. Because I just feel like, because even sometimes in the notes and the tweets that the people are tweeting and giving us or whatever, it's condensed based on their opinion of what was said. And sometimes the either intent or the intention of a response is different. So I feel like in federal trials, I just wish, I know we can't see it. I know they can't have no cameras up in there, but I feel like there should be audio available. So that way no one is having to, we're not recording it, but I can at least hear it. Okay. But again, that is all I have for today. Okay. I hope y'all enjoyed and stuff. Tomorrow is Wednesday, so I may be live. I don't know. If I'm live, it'll be around 9 p.m. I'm liking covering the trial because I'm not doing I don't want to read all the shit to y'all anymore, because I'm like, child, I did it for Cassie because I feel like Cassie's testimony was like, we should hear it. But because it's so many people, it's DAs and the prosecution, the defense, it's the male hookers, mamas, daddies, the sisters, it's too much to read through everything. Child, So it's just going to be an overview of what happened. Okay. So, yeah. Y'all make sure, okay, it's other content up. Go and watch it. Go and watch it. It's all up on the channel, okay, from last week. But today, we had to go to Time Love. Okay, y'all make sure that y'all out here liking the video. Okay, subscribing to the channel. Okay, commenting in the comment section where you need to, because it's a great thing to do as well. And I will see y'all tomorrow. Okay, love y'all. I gotta go. Bye.